Craig Rucker, wide receiver. You're watching Live Sports Network.
Hey, MSU on three. 1, 2, 3.
MSU. Hi, everybody. Glad to have you joining us for our inaugural broadcast of the Tim Clifton Lions Athletic Show, coming to you live from our new state-of-the-art athletic facility here on Marshall University campus. We're in the Joel and Ammons Athletic Fieldhouse. And Coach, we're going to talk about this before we talk about anything else because, well, I didn't think I was going to live long enough to see the Mountain Lions in such a beautiful facility, but thanks to Judd Ammons and a lot of other folks that have a special place in their heart for this institution, your players, this institution, wow, this is the way it should be, and finally the dream has come true for us for this facility.
Yeah, we've had some former players that said we promised it to them in '93. So 27 years later,
we made good on it.
We made good on the promise, you know. But yeah, it is a phenomenal facility, and it's a great place for to house the athletes, and you know, the locker room is special. It's I'm not sure you'll find a locker room, a football locker room in our conference as nice as ours. I think it's just a phenomenal facility, and having the guys to be able to come into the building and eat lunch out on the deck or in the seating area there where we have a kitchen and place for them to sit and eat. And this summer we had guys here, they spent time up there, and during fall camp we've had so many athletes come in here and eat and spend their time in here. And I think what it'll do is it'll bring the athletic teams closer together. I know it has already brought our football team closer together, and it's just a beautiful building. The layout of the meeting rooms and the coaches' offices are phenomenal, and you know, it's really been nice to come into a quality facility. And I think the players are excited about it, and we know the coaches are excited about it.
Well, I think back to many years ago, the corner office down in the edge of Chambers was the football head coach's office. I can think back when Coach Gibson was there, and through Coach Patton and Gilstrap, and you having your office down there. And now, I don't know if you can see over our shoulders, but just a beautiful view of Mirror Stadium, and that's going to be continuing to get upgrades over the next year or so. So we're in a process that's just so very exciting right now for Mountain Lion Athletics. Back behind us, you can't see it now, but Tim and I are going to do a tour for you here in the weeks to come about this facility. But you've got individual coaches' offices, but they're kind of extra special because they break down into large rooms where you can meet, I guess, with the offense and defense and special teams.
Yeah. And each coach has 16 theater chairs in their office where they can meet their position players. And then, as you know, they have the logo, the Mars Hill logos sawn in, and they're into the chairs. And they can hold their meeting rooms there with all their meetings. And then they have smart TV where they can cover the film, write on them, just like you see on ESPN. They can write on them and draw on them. And then they have where you can pull the walls back, and you have 3 big offices, or 1 big office made with 3 little offices. And then on the other side, you have 2 more offices you can do the same thing with. And so there's a place to meet our travel squad now, and the team that's going to dress on game day. We'll be able to meet them up here on Saturday before the game, and meet them on Friday nights before the game. So it's and it's a great place to watch film. And so now our players can come in, and it's a great place for them to study. because they'll be in there with the coaches while the coach is working. They'll be able to sit in those desks or those chairs and do their homework and study. So it's a multi-purpose office is what it is. And as you see, they're beautiful offices.
Really are. The other end of the facility, kind of to our immediate left, you have the women's soccer team. They have their locker room area. Down below us, underneath on level 1, is the actual locker room area for the football team. And then again to our left, but on the far side of the building, is state-of-the-art athletic training facility. And that not only gives us 1, but now 2 athletic training facilities, because now those of you who played football in the 70s, 80s, you remember that we had, locker room area, then kind of cramped in there with weight room area. What's happened down below is they've gone in there and renovated that. We've got now another athletic training facility down the lower portion of Chambers, so it gives our training staff, which are always ranked some of the top training staff in the South Atlantic Conference, it gives them extra room to take care of multi-sports, athletes in each different areas, but particularly for your football players. I was looking at the little pool area. I know there's a big fancy term for that.
Yeah.
I call it the chill pool. But those of you that have been through it before, we've always kind of been shoehorned in to the little kind of trough area, to go in there with the ice treatment and everything. We can actually get more than one person in that one.
Yes.
I walked in and I'm like, oh, okay, well, you guys need popcorn or something. It makes a difference though, because you can prep and take care of more of the athletes.
Yeah, and they can get in there, and more than one can get in a whirlpool type situation. And so many of them get in an ice tub, and that's mainly what that is. It's just a huge ice tub.
Yes, it is.
And they can get in there and refresh their legs and their bodies, and so it is a state-of-the-art training room, and down the hall, like you said, the women's soccer locker room is phenomenal. I mean, it'll be hard to beat for somebody in the conference to beat that locker room. And then the patio we have, or the deck we have, is a great view of the stadium. And you can watch the games from there, and I think it would be a great place for people to sit and be able to watch football, soccer, lacrosse, in the stadium. But we're excited about it. I just, really excited about this office and being able to meet in here and do this show from here, and it's big enough that we can have our staff meetings in here now, and so it's really been a lot of fun this fall camp, and a little different. I mean, sometimes it's strange not going that way, and coming into this building, but man, it is a phenomenal place.
Well, and well deserved. Your coaching staff has waited a long time to have this. Again, like you said, we promised back in the 90s. We delivered, folks. It's 2019, but a lot of folks work together to make this happen. And if you're on campus, please stop by sometime and be glad to show it off to you. It is from the president's office all the way down here, the football staff to everybody on campus. There's a special swagger that we haven't seen on the football team, I don't think, because we were not where we needed to be facility-wise, but man, we took a jump with this.
Yeah, this was a huge leap for us, and we're excited. Our players are excited. They're in an air-conditioned building now. They're in an air-conditioned locker room, where before there was no air conditioning, so the veterans know. Now what you got to do is you got to remind the classes that are coming where this place has come from and where it's at now. And a lot of our former players have come in this summer, look at the building, and they really got a sense of pride in this place. And it's amazing the traffic that has come through here since we moved in. I've seen local people I hadn't seen in 10 years walk through this building. So it's been a lot of traffic, and I think it's sense of pride for not only Mars Hill University, but for the people that are in Mars Hill. I think they're excited about it too.
Well, we've talked about the new facility and all the excitement surrounding that. When we come back, we're going to talk about the excitement surrounding the upcoming football season. You're listening to Mountain Lion Athletics, the Tim Clifton Show. Glad to have you part of us. We'll be right back.
I just did not have a lot of stability.
I was facing foreclosure.
Not working at all, didn't have any money.
I could not go to school and work, so I found Mars Hill.
The experience here has been so wonderful.
It's been amazing.
I was able to have the full-time hours without the full-time load.
They are just incredibly supportive.
And Mars Hill is very affordable.
Mars Hill University Adult and Graduate Studies, education that moves mountains.
I will be the first in my family to graduate with my bachelor's degree.
Welcome back to the Tim Clifton Coaching Show. I'm Stuart Jolly. He's Tim Clifton. We're glad to have you with us for our next segment. And, well, we're going to look back a little bit on last year, but our focus is going to be on the summer and preparation and this fall, what should be very exciting, Coach. Last year, Lions finished 4-6, 4-4 in league action. You and I talked off camera. There were some of those that really could have gone either way there. And opened the season over at ETSU. We hung tough with them for 3 quarters. That's where that depth comes in a little bit different. And that season's out of the way, though. We've kind of put it away, put it behind us in the record books. And, well, we had some record book talk along the way because, well, we've got some my goodness, we've got some amazing young people on this squad, and as we get ready to look into this season, let's talk with some specifics, some names that come to you very quickly about over the summer. We know that they got these awards, and then our team, they worked on this, and here where we are.
Yeah, you know, I think last season, I think Craig Rucker had a phenomenal year. Was first team All-American Player of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year in the conference, and you know, and really, you don't get a chance to brag on Austin Brown, but Austin Brown was the quarterback of the year last year in the conference, and you know, he was here 5 years, and really his senior year is the only year that he really started, but yet he hung in here and believed in us and believed in himself and got his degree and played. And now, you know, you got Craig Rucker that is coming into this season. He might have been ranked in the top 6 categories or whatever of all the receivers. I mean, it was amazing the categories that he was ranked in. And, you know, we're looking for him to come back and have a really good season for us.
Well, you look here, just looking at some stats here, preseason All North Carolina college football team for the upcoming 2019 season. You look at that and you look at some of these players and you're thinking, gosh, these teams represented, you know, you've got Wake Forest, you've got Western Carolina Davidson, and then you got Mars Hill in there and LR. So the South Atlantic Conference is well represented in a lot of levels, but year in and year out, you amaze me that you get the young people like Rucker to buy into your system, and because of that, they do so very well. What's kind of, you know, behind the scenes process? Yeah, Craig, he's a good guy and all that, but how do you help mold those young people? They come to you, they're talented, yes, but it doesn't take long. And you and I can think about Jonas Randolph, so many folks over the years that they become that name to this program. How does that seem to year in, year out, we end up with that name, that group of names?
Yeah, I mean, there have been, I'm not sure over the years, I think Khalid Abdullah is the best defensive player to ever play in this league. I really do, and he was drafted high, and I think Jonas Randolph is the best offensive player to ever play in this league. And I'm not sure Denzel Good wasn't the best offensive lineman ever played in this league. So we've had some, and then now Rucker has come in, and you know we've had Keyshawn Taylor and Dimitri Holmes that were great receivers here, and Derek Sharp back in the old days. But Rutgers come in and he set so many records. He is so fast. You know, he's not your typical long, tall receiver. He's a short receiver that has unbelievable speed and quickness. And probably the thing that Craig has done, and he really wants to be called Ruck, you know, but what he has done is he's matured as a person. I've watched him grow from the day he got here to where he is now, and he's not the same person he was when he first got here. He has just matured so much, and he's taken his academics a lot more seriously than he took them when he first got here. He's taken practice a lot more seriously than he did when he first got here. He's taken weight room and off-season conditioning. He was here all summer, working out all summer. And so he's taken all that a lot more seriously, and I think that's what's helped build him as a player. And I think, you know, he's had a really good fall camp. So I'm excited about where he is starting to go as a person. I'm more excited what he's done as a person than I am as a player.
And that's, you and I worked together, gosh, 27 seasons, I guess, coming up here. That's always been with the theme with the Ammons coaching staff, because we've got great young people here, but they have been doing an awesome job out of that field of play. But you mold and make them collectively with your coaches. And we've talked about so many times that the win-loss record, yes, that's important. That lifetime win record, that's the big part.
Yeah, I think you know, it's awesome to see guys come back with their families. I think that's huge, and I think the best thing you can say is, you know, people ask you, and you hear it all the time, what kind of team you gonna have? What kind of team you gonna have? Well, you won't know until 20 years from now. Then you'll know whether that team was good. If they became good family men, and they raised their children, and they become good husbands, and they become good Christian men, then you know that was a good group, you know. And again, you're trying to build men, and you're trying to help save as many guys as you can, and as many families as you can. In the process, you want to win too. That's important. But you know, so many of them wear this, and I wear it. It just says one more. You're just trying to say one more, and that's what you're trying to do. But the game of football helps you do that. The game of football is different. Where else can you find so many ethnic groups? Where else can you find kids from so many backgrounds and put them together and try to build a team and build chemistry? I don't think you can find it anywhere else because of the numbers in football. And so you're trying to teach those guys how to lose the me in the I and put it to we. You know, and that's what you're trying to do. And when they learn that the more you help others, the more you'll benefit. I think that's what you're trying to get them to understand. So, but we have a great coaching staff. Our guys have done a great job over the years tutoring these young men, and you couldn't ask for better coaches. But like I tell them all the time, they're better men than they are coaches.
Looking ahead to this season, I'm looking over here at one of your preseason kind of checklist, getting everything go. Run to the roar.
Yeah.
You know, talk a little bit about that and the focus that you want this year's team to have. Areas that you expect are going to be, you know, we're at kind of the 10,000 foot level right now. As we get closer to the VMI game, we'll break it down a little bit more. But kind of the overview right now, the things that you expect in terms of, we should be okay with this season, and we know we're going to have to work on this season.
Yeah, and run to the roar is basically we talked to them about chasing the line, and chasing the line is trying to get better as a person, as a player, as a student. You know, you can't reach it, but you chase it all the time to get better. And run to the roar is just you're trying to run and get there for your teammates. And then the players came up with, we asked them, tell me what you want to accomplish. And they said, we want to accomplish line pride. We want for the team to have pride and help instill pride in the student body and that line pride that we need to all be excited about. And I think that's what they want to do. And so when we talk in terms of practice and everything else, you always constantly remember, trying to remind them line pride. Line pride is all about pride. It's all about line pride. And, I think this group has worked extremely hard in fall camp. Fall camp ended the other day, and I think it basically ended on Saturday. And I thought we had a great fall camp. I thought they worked extremely hard. And, they accomplished a lot of things that we want to accomplish. We still a long way. It's scary to think that we're like 7 practices away from a game. That's really scary right now.
When we come back, we'll talk about that game and the other games that are on the schedule for the Mountain Lions this year. You're listening and watching Tim Clifton Show. We'll be right back right after this.
Mars Hill University, helping you move your mountain.
Mars Hill University gives me plenty of degrees to choose from.
At MHU, I get the attention I deserve.
MHU keeps me close to home, and there's tons to do in the mountains.
Over 60 courses of study, small class settings, a breathtaking campus. These are just a few examples of how MHU can help you start moving your mountain. Visit us today at mhu.edu. Mars Hill University, education that moves mountains.
Welcome back. Stuart Jolly and Tim Clifton along with you. Coach, we're at the end of August.
Yeah.
September 7 is rolling around here. We won't be in that friendly confine. We're going to be up I-81 in Lexington, Virginia, taking on the VMI.
Keydets.
The Keydets.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Old Southern Conference team.
Yes.
One of the originals there.
Yeah.
Again, kind of like it was last season, we kind of have one of those name teams to start things off. Some people say, well, why do you do that? Briefly, let's talk about what's the purpose in that.
Well, several reasons. We played App over the years, Furman, Chattanooga, Western. We play for one reason is to give our kids a chance to see 1AA or a team basically that's in another division above them. We also make some money off of it, which we try to help with the program. And when VMI reached out to us, I thought it'd be a great trip for our kids. I spent 2 years coaching at VMI back in 83 and 84. I spent coaching there, and the tradition there is unbelievable. The military tradition there, and they have unbelievable discipline. It's a tough place to go through and a tough place to graduate from, and I thought it'd be a great trip for our guys to go into the Shenandoah Valley, into an area there that is so historical, and VMI and Washington Lee are right there together. And I thought it'd be a great trip for our guys and a chance to play at a level above us. So we're excited about going there. They'll be very physical and very disciplined football team.
And for those of you that are in the Greensboro area, mid-state area of North Carolina, you can kind of head right up to 20 and work your way through Roanoke and up I-81. It's a good, fairly convenient to a whole lot of Mars Hill base of alums in that area.
Yeah, because anywhere you head, like you said, toward the Greensboro area and all, they can get up to the BMI fairly easy, and it's a great trip for anybody that that wants to see part of history, and a lot of our families have already booked rooms in the same hotel we're staying in Roanoke. A lot of them have already booked rooms there, and I'm going to have a chance to visit the Roanoke area and go into Lexington, which is a beautiful, beautiful town.
Beautiful territory. Mountain Lions, I'm sure you're going to have them as always. They'll be excited about season opener, ready to play. Then we come back here to this wonderful facility, Mirror Stadium. for something's going to be entitled Fill the Hill and Local Lion Day. We're kind of putting those two together. We want to pack this place out. It's been a while since you and I have seen this stadium full. We've seen it. It's just been some time, and we want to bring in our counties from students from Buncombe County, Madison, Yancey, all of those students through grade 8. I think we're going to get in free. Parents are going to, and family members are going to come in from $7, which basically matches your high school price. So we're kind of dropping down out of our normal pricing too. We really want to put people in this stand and show them what a new experience it is as we kick off things with this new building and all the excitement as we come running out. Well, I say we like I'm down here. I'm up in the box. I'll be saying here they come. But we got that going on. So yeah, we're at the 10,000 foot view, but how do you kind of see that playing out, Coach, in just a few weeks?
Well, you know, it'll be, all I can really see is VMI, to be honest with you. That spider VMI. But coming home, it's going to be new for us. We got to figure out some things. We'll warm up on this end. We've never warmed up on this end, you know. And we'll come out of this locker room and make our way through a whole different entrance, you know. And so it's.
We got to tell the band we're down here.
Yeah, get them down here and get the students down here, and then we're trying to figure out a way to get our players into a walk-through deal where we can go to where some of the fans are and walk through and start a tradition of going through the fans and seeing them before the game, you know. And it's sort of hard the way this stadium is set up. You can't come from a walk area into the stadium and go through the fans, but
there is no big hill.
No, and then there's no area where. So we're going to make our way through several areas and then try to get our players back in here through the far end and come back in here and finish up getting dressed and having our meetings. So there's going to be some new things for us and new things for the players. And where we used to go meet on campus and find places to meet on Saturday morning, now we got this building to come in that will hold us, and we'll have some privacy and have a chance to get ready to play. But I'm sure there's going to be a lot of traffic through this building, and so that'll be exciting too. And we want everybody to show up for that first home game. We want all of our alums to make that like homecoming and to show up for that. But I think it's awesome we're reaching out to the local community and trying to get them in here. I think that's awesome. I think several of us, we live in this community. We have Kevin Barnett has lived in this community, grew up in this community. Chuck Pfeiffer's lived in this community. So I think it's awesome that we're going to bring in the Buncombe County and Yancey and Madison. I think that's exciting. I think it should be exciting for the parents to be able to get their kids here and get to the game. And it's hard to find something for your family, a family entertainment for $7. That's hard to do.
It is.
I think that's a great deal. We want everybody in those counties to come out and watch us play, and we want an opportunity to see all those young people come in here.
It will make a difference. We're going to take you on St. Aug's, St. Augustine's. They're working their way up from the eastern part of North Carolina. Following weekend, a new conference foe. University of Virginia at Wise, UVA Wise will go up and have that one. And then Saturday the 28th, we're back against Lenore Ryan. That one's always a tough game.
Yeah. And they're ranked like 8th in the country. So, I think that'll be a good one. I think Wise, we used to play Wise. I mean, it's been.
Sure did.
In fact, I think the last home game we ever played here was against Virginia Wise. And we had that hurricane right at the end of the game come in here, and they had trouble getting back, and we played them on a Thursday night, if you remember. But LR will be a great challenge for us, you know.
Looking ahead to October, it doesn't get any easier for the Mountain Lions. We travel down to Newberry. I was looking at that. That's a 4 p.m. kickoff. People think, why 4 p.m.? Well, if you've been in the upstate of South Carolina in October, 4 p.m. is just fine. It really is. We had a good game last year against Newberry. I'm sure they remember that, so that'll be tough. At UNC Pembroke, let's talk about that, because UNC Pembroke is beginning to be in a regular mix of opponents from ours here.
Yeah, and it's amazing when they set that schedule. We had to go there back to back, and that's a long ride.
Yes, it is.
Ooh, it's a long ride. Coming back's even longer, we'll play them, then they'll come off our schedule for a while. So, they've always had really good players. They've got a lot of talent.
Homecoming, Saturday the 19th of October, will be against Limestone at 1:30 in the afternoon. Limestone, I guess the newest full-fledged member of the league, as UVA will be working their way into full conference play. But Limestone, it's a quick drive for those folks up I-26. That's going to be a tough matchup for homecoming.
Yeah, and we've had really three great games with them in the past, and I don't think it'll be as hot as it was last year when we played at Limestone. Every game we've played against them have been really shootouts.
We wrap up action in October at Catawba. Always tough playing the Indians in Salisbury at their place. And you start to wind things down a little bit. You think, okay, we're November, we're in the home stretch, and then you go, wow, we've got the Eagles of Carson-Newman, but they're coming over here. If memory serves, this may be Mike Turner's second trip here as head coach.
Yes.
Mike's doing a good job over the ridge there. Eagles and Lions always. It doesn't matter what way the season's going for either one of those squads. We two get together, it's going to be a good ball game.
Yeah, it's going to be always a great game. And
there's a pretty good chance you'll be running something out of the figure.
Yeah, it'll be a split back figure. That's for sure. It won't change.
Not at all.
It won't change. There might be 3 universities in America that run it, and they're one of them.
Good. Then we have Tusculum over the ridge taking on the Pioneers at their place. That's become a real good rivalry because of close proximity.
Yeah.
And then for Senior Day here at home on the 16th, again in November, okay, bring your sunscreen, bring your parka, bring your umbrella, and maybe your flip-flops because it's mid-November in the mountains. Anything's possible. We know his Bulldogs are always in the thick of things and picked in that top tier within the league.
Yeah, and Joe does a great job. I mean, he does a great job, and they were really a good football team last year. They were one of the quality teams in Division II, and they've got a lot of guys coming back, and Tusculum's got like 18 of the 22 seniors coming back. 18, 22 starters coming back. So, the schedule doesn't get any easier. Sometimes you look and say, well, maybe there's something here or there. And there's an open week, but there's not an open week. It's 11 straight weeks. And every week will be a grind for us.
And it's a little bit, those of you that have watched Marsville football, whether in the stadiums, you watched it online or listened to it, there used to be kind of a set run that you knew if it was this week in October they were playing here, and I don't ever remember playing Carson in November.
No,
that's always been earlier than that. We usually end up either with Tusculum or for the longest time LR was wrapping up at the end, but as new teams come in, the schedule's getting different. So one thing that we can guarantee is it will be exciting. Whether you're on the road watching the Mountain Lions or you're out here in Mayer Stadium. Coach, we'll be back next week. Going forward, what's within the next week or so, what will your young people be focusing on? As I know they're getting into routine with classes, and that's a big part of it because I know that has to help what you're doing from a coaching standpoint, just have a routine. But from that, what's kind of also the second and third puzzle piece on that?
Well, today was first day of class, and For some reason, it's always hard to get them going, you know, the first day of class, to get them refocused on what you're trying to accomplish. But from here, it's everything's on VMI. Everything we do in practice will be getting ready to play VMI. And, but we're going to have to find a way to get good against good, and play at a high speed and not get anybody hurt. That's the, you know, last Saturday people said, well, how did the scrimmage go? And you come out and you go, well, nobody had any major injuries. We had a hamstring here and there, dinged up a shoulder, but there wasn't any kind of major injury. And anytime you can get out of scrimmaging, out of those scrimmages, and we've got one more scrimmage to go through, but everything will be directed toward VMI, trying to get everything ready for VMI.
Just because we have that state-of-the-art, brand new athletic training facility doesn't mean we want to use it very much.
No, you really, your goal is not to use it, you know, except to get nice to them and get stretched. You know, that's your goal. You know, and I think if we can get through this week and a half of really playing with a high speed and getting after it and getting our guys on and off the field, I think we can accomplish what we want to accomplish.
And we know that's going to be exciting for those folks that are going to be in these stands and traveling with us on the road this year, as we've got a lot of exciting road games. Coach, we'll be back next week as always. A lot of fun sitting talking with you about what both of us love, which is Marshall University and Mountain Lion Athletics. We will be back next week. Until then, for head coach Tim Clifton, I'm Stuart Jolly. Take care. So long for now.
I'm Tyler Ferguson. I play wide receiver, and you're watching Lion Sports Network.
Hey, MHU on 3, 1, 2, 3.
MHU.